Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. You gonna say it?
Leather,
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather. Unique, unique New York. Unique New York.
Unique New York. Unique New York. All right. Hi, welcome to the Crushing Defeat podcast. My name is Blake Richards. With me is Dan Burrington.
Hello.
And today we are here to talk about I have no idea.
True.
So Dan,
You
what are we going to talk
have
about?
no idea while we're here.
No.
So to fill the listeners in, we are at Lake Michigan right now. We're having a mancation. Going to do a little bit of podcasting. Blake doesn't know what we're podcasting about. And you, gentle listener, probably want to know too, but you're going to have to bear with me for just a few moments.
Yeah.
What we're going to do first, Blake, and if you haven't guessed, you're going to be a guinea pig of sorts today.
Okay. Sweet.
We are going to do something called the Sternberg task. Are you familiar with that?
Mm-mm.
So basically, Sternberg task is a memory test for our purposes, which are not going to be scientific at all. A lot of the things that we do today, which should be scientific,
Right.
we have neither the time nor the inclination to make it truly, truly scientific. So what we're going to do for our control is I'm going to give you 8 words to remember. You and I are going to race a game of Mario Kart, and we will not subject the listeners to that. You know,
Right.
we can edit that out.
Right.
And then you're going to recite those 8 words back to me.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let me get the 8 words out here. Are you ready?
Yes.
I am going to repeat these words 3 times.
Okay.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Spaceship,
Spaceship.
firecracker,
Firecracker.
crankshaft,
Crankshaft.
ampersand,
Ampersand.
elevator,
Elevator.
Radiohead,
Radiohead.
firewalker,
Firewalker.
spaceship,
Spaceship.
firecracker,
Firecracker.
crankshaft,
Crankshaft.
ampersand,
Ampersand.
elevator,
Elevator.
Radiohead,
Radiohead.
firewalker.
Firewalker.
And finally, spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
firecracker, crankshaft, ampersand,
Mhm.
elevator, Radiohead, firewalker.
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 So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we already did kind of a warm-up,
Yeah.
a control to the control, but this is our control for this experiment. We're going to sit down, play a game of Mario Kart. That's your distractor.
Okay.
And then after that, we're going to come back and you are going to spit out whatever words you can remember.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. We're back. Good news is I won the Mario Kart race.
You did. You beat my ass. There's a lot of
won.
RNG in there.
Yeah. I winned a lot.
You winded.
But you did win the first race, so that's fair.
true.
All right.
We're
Are you
even
ready
right
for me to spit out which words I remember?
Go for it.
All right. Spaceship, firecracker, elevator, ampersand, Radiohead, firewalker. Those are the ones I remember.
Okay. You missed crankshaft, but other than that, you got all of them together.
Yay!
So I had hoped that you would miss more because that would have made for a better control.
All right.
However, do you remember that show Radiolab? We talked about it during the Body Hacks episode, the TDCS, Transcranial Direct-Current Stimulation. They had a guy that he was kind of like a semi-professional who knew, you know, how to use the system and how it all works. And he actually had, I think, Jad Appenrod was the guy that had it put on, and then he
Appenrod,
went
yeah.
through and had the montage is what they call it, ran through.
Okay.
I have a TDCS unit here.
Oh, nice. It's a transcranial stimulus module.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit of wires coming out of it. Pipe cleaners.
You're looking at the accessories for it.
There's a big blue box with a voltage meter and there's a dial knob on it and a switch. Ooh, and it lights up.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go willy-nilly and touch things that you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yep.
It wasn't expensive.
Got to describe it to the audience
So-
they can't see. This is not on video.
I know it's not on video. I get it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the device that we got, and we'll talk about them a little bit later, but it was from superspecificdevices.com. There are a lot of sites now, and it was happening When 9-volt Nirvana came out on Radiolab, there were people doing do-it-yourself DIY sets like this, but it's kind of exploded. They were doing it back then as well, and they've kind of reiterated their design. This is the 5th iteration on their design now.
Okay.
And basically what it is it supplies voltage. There's safeguards in place, so there's a couple circuits in there that basically reduce the current down so it doesn't go above 2.3 milliamps. There's a analog gauge on here, and that gauges how many milliamps are going through you. So the actual current going through you, accounting for resistance that your body puts together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple, an anode and a cathode, connect one of them to your supraorbital location over your right eye.
Okay.
And the other one is going to go onto your left shoulder.
Okay.
And that is supposedly supposed to help with attention. It's going to take us a bit to set this up, and we will be back with you.
All right, cool. Let's do it. And then hello, hello, hello. You seeing stuff come through?
Yep.
Okay. So I am now half undressed. I have
To be clear, he has rolled up one side of his shirt. He's not buck naked right now.
no,
He
no,
has
no.
exposed
Yeah.
his shoulder to
Yeah.
me. It's a man's weekend though.
Yeah.
Stuff could happen. You don't know.
My boob is hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
But I've washed my head over my right eye. I have a round white disc. You ever see like Easy Bake Oven commercials and it shows like the cupcakes or whatever rising?
Yeah.
When you poured the saline solution on the little foam pads, that's what it reminded me of. So these Easy Bake Oven rising foam pads that rise when you put saline solution in them, and then put them in these little plastic holders. There's wires connected to the blue box that's going to send electricity both into my brain. Is it sending electricity? No, it's not on yet.
It's not on yet. And we're going to start out, it's low and slow. One thing that I should say, it sounds like I'm being pretty cavalier about this, but I've been thinking about getting one of these devices and trying this for a really long time. I've been a member of the TDCS subreddit for over a year now, maybe a year and a half. And every once in a while I poke back in there, but I knew that it was going to be just us out here this weekend. I thought this would be the perfect time to do this. You might get turned into a vegetable. You might become a superhero.
That I'll take either, man.
It's going to be either column A or column B.
So you remember the devices, and I think they just started hitting infomercials again. The devices that you would hook up to your abs, like what do women get when they're pregnant? Ultrasound gel on it, and then you put it on your abs, and it like shocks your abs to flex. I had one of those.
Okay.
So
Don't
this
ever
can't be any worse.
Yeah, no,
than that.
and it's not going to be.
Yeah.
But people at home, don't ever try that shit. This is going to be at most 2.3 milliamps of electricity that's going to travel through your brain down to your shoulder.
Okay.
Relatively speaking, it's very light. You could seriously hurt yourself, brain damage seriously, if you tried to use one of those muscle contracting devices. So don't ever do that. I guess what I'm saying is before I started doing this and before I hooked Blake up to all this business, I contacted the manufacturer of this device. I researched the devices thoroughly. I spent a lot of time learning about this, how to set it up, how to properly turn the device on, how to troubleshoot it, make sure that everything's working properly. And I'm also going into this realizing that we're doing something serious, but we're doing it correctly. So while we're sounding like we're having fun, and I think we're going to have some fun, this is not something to be taken
with. Can I say one thing?
Lightly. Yes.
Can I say one thing? Okay. With all that said, and that was very well said, Dan. With all that said, do whatever the hell you want. Hook up jumper cables to an outlet in the wall and hook them up to your ears. Just don't blame us.
Yeah,
right?
don't. I would say don't do that.
It's a free country. Do whatever you want, but it's not our fault.
Oh my God. You're a horrible person. Don't do what he says. Okay. So we are going to start now. We're going to start off at 12 volts, and I'm going to explain a little bit about voltage and amperage and ohms. Ohms is the resistance that your body has to electricity. Voltage, if you're going to liken this to water, so the flow of water, voltage is the water pressure. It's the amount of force behind that electricity. Amperage is the current.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally the current when talking about electricity, but it's also the current or the flow of water in this analogy.
Okay.
So at any given time, there could be X amount of current going through your body. We're going to start off at 12 volts because that's what's recommended for a starter. 24
12
volts.
like what a car runs off of?
Well, yeah, that's a 12 volt battery, but I think the amperage is different. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Okay.
You're stepping
So we're
into
basically hooking me up to a car battery.
No. 12 volts is the square batteries, the little tiny square batteries.
Okay.
But
Whatever,
it
man.
could, I mean,
Either
it could
way.
also be 12 volts,
I
just
think
like
it
a much
is.
bigger 12 volt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Whatever, man. Turn it on. Let's do this.
All right. So I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to do this for 15 minutes. So
15 minute.
here we go. We're on right now. Now there's a chance that you may see little white spots. I'm going to bring this on slowly enough. You may feel a little bit of itching.
A little bit in my forehead.
It says you're supposed to do this over the course of 30 seconds. I'm being a little bit slower with this. Okay, we're at full power.
All right.
So you have 2.3 milliamps going through you right now. So now let's talk about what could go wrong.
Okay.
If you have the anode and the cathode too close to one another, you can have what's called shunting. That's one of the reasons that we started out with a relatively simple placement or montage, is that we wanted to avoid that at all costs. And basically what shunting is the current traveling over the course of your skin rather than traveling through your brain.
Oh, okay.
So that can actually cause, light skin burns or irritation, something to that effect. The other bad things that can happen with devices that don't really have safeguards in them.
Yeah. Like you want to talk about earlier, you were showing me how it doesn't matter how high you crank it, it stops itself.
Yep. So like I said, there are two things in here that are holding the current at 2.3 milliamps. If one fails, the other one kicks in. That's the idea. So it is relegated to that specific current.
And what powers it? What kind of batteries are in there?
12 volt batteries. There's two 12 volt batteries.
So it's like a
running synchronously.
rechargeable battery? Or?
It's not a rechargeable battery. I can't remember the specific name of the battery, but that's how the device works. So you have, right now you're running off of one 12 volt battery. If we switch this thing over to 24 volts, it would just switch over to, and honestly, right now we're at 2.3 milliamps. So you would not feel a difference because you didn't have a whole lot of resistance. It just went straight through, but it would just kick on that second battery.
Okay.
So it would utilize that instead.
All right. I don't feel a lot in my shoulder. I definitely feel it on my forehead. And it's a little prickly. I feel it. It's prickly. So it's definitely sending something into my brain.
Okay.
I think it's the secrets of the universe. I'm pretty sure. We'll see when the 15 minutes is up. But I'm pretty sure the tingling I feel on my forehead is the secrets of the universe being, implanted into
the
my brain.
manufacturer said that might happen.
Okay.
That's
it's a fair side effect. But yeah, I don't really feel it on my shoulder, but I definitely feel pricklies, little like pinpricks on my head. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But I can tell that there's something going on there for sure.
Can you feel any sensation like between the anode and the cathode? Can you feel anything going on in between them? Like any current, like any sensation between that point on your forehead down to your shoulder?
Not that I don't think is like psychosomatic because you suggested it, right?
Okay.
So now I'm like thinking about, do I feel something? I don't know if that's real. I can tell you without fail that the prickling on my forehead is real.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So this device, like I said, this actually measures the current going from your scalp through your body all the way to your shoulder. So that's what's returning to this device is that current.
Oh, nice. So you do know for a fact that the current is traveling through my body.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
That's pretty
so
sweet.
like right now we are working, we are on top of it. A little bit more about this, and then we're going to get to the question round of this, the test round of this. Like I said before, we're doing a attention montage, a selective attention montage. This is probably not the most ideal thing for memory, but again, it is fairly non-invasive. We don't have to put it on the top of your head at all. The placement was relatively easy, and I like the fact that the cathode is on your shoulder.
Yeah.
There's literally no chance for shunting with it. So this is a very, very simple montage. There's others. There's one that goes to the right temple. It's called the DARPA montage, or that's what people refer to it as. And that is the government program that, they brought you the microwave oven. They come up with, self-driving cars largely came out of some DARPA projects. And in the early 2000s, I believe, this was something that they were looking into. And I believe are probably still looking at in some way, shape, or form. But the DARPA montage is very similar to this one, except that anode that's on your above your eye right now, that would go onto your temple.
Oh, okay.
And at some point in time, we'll probably give that one a shot.
Yeah.
I was told that can give some people anxiety. That is a known side effect of that. So
Yeah.
I figured for our first time out of the ballpark, I researched this montage. There's not a whole hell of a lot to it, and there's not a whole lot of reported negative side effects.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So 3 times again. 8 new words.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Filibuster. Brainstorm.
Filibuster, brainstorm,
Drivetrain.
drivetrain,
Bulletproof.
bulletproof,
Question mark.
question mark,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
Brain Pan.
brain pan,
Filibuster.
filibuster,
Brainstorm.
brainstorm,
Drivetrain.
drivetrain,
Bulletproof.
bulletproof,
Question mark.
question mark,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
Brain Pan.
brain pan.
And finally, Filibuster, Brainstorm, Drivetrain, Bulletproof, Question mark, Pink Floyd, and Brain Pan. So something that I was not fully aware of, but we're using a saline solution with this. I was not aware that water is not a good conductor unless there is shit in it. That's
Okay.
the technical word, is shit.
Yeah, yeah.
If there are not impurities in the water, it does not conduct electricity.
Okay.
And due to the structure and the way that salt kind of dissolves into water, saline solution is ideal for this. And so that's why we're using that. And we use nasal spray. I went to the pharmacy today because I didn't want to make my own salt water.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, the only saline we have is this nasal spray over here. So it was $4 salt water for what essentially, how many ounces is that? That is
1.
3.5 fluid
3.5
ounces. That's
fluid ounces.
a little more than a quarter of a beer for salt water.
It's tingly for sure now. Like I want to itch it.
You want to itch it? Is it uncomfortable?
No, it's definitely bearable. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not like, oh my goodness, I want to run out of the room screaming, right?
Okay.
But it's itchy for sure.
It's itchy. And
I
again,
figure that's normal.
there's nothing that's happening right now that was not described
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let's play a little bit of Mario Kart.
Oh, I thought we had one more race.
We had 2 more races, but we had to finish this race to get to the next race. Still tingly?
Yeah, for sure.
First race. Now, do you feel more attentive at all? Do you feel like cutthroat?
Do you want the honest?
Yeah.
I think I feel less. So to tell you kind of where I'm at, like, and I don't know if it was the set of words, but the first set of words you gave me, I was kind of able to build a story in my head around the words, and I can't think of anything. In fact, I'm down to, I think, 3 words already. I can remember from the list you gave me. But we'll see. Maybe it'll keep working and my recall will improve.
I just got you with a red shell. I'm feeling good about myself.
Yeah, I'm not going to win this race, I don't think.
Now, a lot of this is the fact that I sprung it on you,
Yeah, for sure.
and also because it's the first time that we're doing this,
Yeah.
and you weren't used to the sensation.
Yeah, because, well, to your point, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how my head itches. I'm thinking about, see, I can't even form words anymore. I can't even...
Oh my God, he's drooling. I'm losing right now, but I feel like that's only because I'm looking at the screen at a bad angle. That's my excuse.
Yeah, it could be. Because I've crashed a lot. Like, a lot.
We were in a more ideal situation. We're making a lot of excuses for this thing, but
No, man, I could, I mean, shoot, the government's been working with it and
The government.
said that it helped with the invention of the microwave. I mean, you can't.
Well, I don't think this particular device helped with the. We're not microwaving your brain right now. I hope we're not.
No, but I thought you were saying
They
like
need to change the labels.
someone used this and then thought of the microwave.
No, DARPA, and it's the Defense Advanced Research Project, something.
Mm-hmm.
I should have that in my notes, but I don't. They are the branch of the military that, does the crazy skunk works, man. They're doing stuff, pushing the boundaries of technology
Okay.
all the time. Right now, it's not right now. I read this about a year ago, but they're working on assisted suits, like not full-on robot jock suits, but suits that allow you to, lift 300 pounds easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, now I'm having a hard time paying attention.
I win.
And you won.
I won because of the thing on my head.
Okay. So right now we're at 13 minutes. We're almost there. We're going to
Okay.
shut this bad boy down in a second. We will talk about it a minute. Actually, you know what? We will stop tape after we're done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll strap me in and then we'll talk about your experience.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Dun 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 dun. So I'm thinking about the words. I'm down to Pink Floyd.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
No doubt. Like I'm really Crankshaft, or was that on the first?
No, that's part of the new one.
Okay. Crankshaft, Pink Floyd, Filibuster.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Those were the three that I was able to put
right.
into my head. Filibuster, Crankshaft, Pink Floyd.
Brainstorm, Bulletproof, ? Brain Pan.
The brain pan when you said brainstorm popped into my head.
Yeah, I tried to. So the first group of words that I had was, let's see, Firecracker and Firewalker.
Yeah.
So I tried to have like a like thing. So I had Brainstorm and Brain Pan.
Yeah, that's smart.
And then I had Radiohead and Pink Floyd.
Yeah. So tell me more about the what people have said about this.
Well, it goes back and forth, and I'm going to start to slowly dial you down now because
Okay.
we're at the 15-minute mark. It kind of goes several different ways. There's some people that say it's quackery.
Yeah.
I would say that the majority of people, and the people that sound the least crazy, say that it has some quantifiable uses that can be proven in study, and they have done a lot of studies on this.
Yeah.
And then there are people who say, I wanted to kill myself yesterday, but now the world is sunshine and moonbeams. It's literally the greatest thing ever.
Wow.
So I think the truth is somewhere in between. That's
Yeah.
another one of the reasons that I decided to go with this company.
Okay.
Turn you off now. Is that they didn't really make claims about it. They offered a lot of resources, kind of, make your own decision based off that. And that's not to say that they don't believe in it.
Right.
I emailed back and forth with Jennifer, one of the owners. Actually, her words is that she likes to look at TDCS skeptically.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah.
She likes to take a step back from it and look at it with a skeptic's view, and I think that that's healthy.
For sure.
I do not think, and I didn't go into this thinking that you were suddenly going to be super smart.
Yeah.
At the end
Well,
of this.
and that's why I asked, because I almost wonder if anyone would be distracted the first time, right? Regardless, you're going to be a little distracted by the tingling on your head and the stuff strapped to you or what. In order to really experience the benefits, you would probably have to go through it a few times. I would
Well,
think.
yeah, there's people that do this as a session thing. So they
Yeah.
sit down and they do this, some people do it 3 times a week. Some people do it as needed. So there's some people, and there's been, again, very good evidence, and it could be a placebo effect, but there's something called a scam setting on some of these devices. And there's a way that we could have done a scam test here. And with a scam test, basically, I deliver current and then back it off. You would still have much the same experience, but you wouldn't have had the current going through your brain that whole time.
Yeah.
So it delivers kind of a placebo type
Right.
situation. And above placebo, people notice effects with this. So there's memory retention. There is just general attention, like ADHD has been treated with this.
Okay.
Depression has been treated with this. People will take tests like logic test and score higher measurably with
Yeah.
this. But there's also studies out there that show the opposite, that it does not do as well.
Right.
I don't think that there's enough study out there being done now. Just putting an electrical current through your brain do anything? Probably.
Well, I would
And
think
people-
it wakes up your brain,
Yeah,
right?
well, people also note that the sensations that they feel after this, they will feel, sometimes 48 hours to a week later,
Yeah.
they still feel the effects, the desired effects, or maybe the undesired effects
Right.
of the montage up to a week later.
Okay.
Not the
off?
tingling.
Can you take it off my head now?
Yeah.
Sweet. Ah, thanks. I just really wanted to itch my forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, just really bad. I was sitting there like, God, I can't wait till I can itch my forehead. Ugh. And it's a little cool in here. Are you excited?
I'm kind of
Try it?
excited.
You should be, man.
So what did you, we're still recording.
Yeah.
What's your first impressions?
So, I feel very, very, I'm kind of bummed about how the test went, and I think I kind of got into my head a little bit. So here's why. You gave me the first test. It was 8 words, right? How many words?
Both of them were 8.
8
You
words.
got 7 out of 8.
I got 7 out of 8 the first run. Then you explained to me what we were doing, and I got into my own head. I'm like, there's no way. There's just no way I'm going to. So I don't think I was a very good study of this, but my experience. So, I feel good right now. I feel pretty good,
Yeah.
right? I feel energized. And earlier I was yawning when we were on the way over here. So that's, that might be something. My armpits started
Oh,
sweating.
really?
Yeah, man. Like I could feel it dribbling down. It's fine. My forehead was itchy. Like I said, I could feel it. It's still a little itchy. And I'm glad you could tell the current was going through my butt because I really didn't notice the shoulder much. Like I couldn't really tell that as much. But I could definitely feel it on my head going into my brain pan. And that was one of the words, brain pan.
Brain pan.
Brainstorm,
Brain pan.
Pink Floyd, brain pan from like that movie Legend with Tom Cruise. You shot me in my brain pan.
One other thing that that SSD provided with this, and it was relatively inexpensive. I would have you go to their site. It's superspecificdevices.com.
Okay. If you were interacting with the owner, once we get this posted, you should let her know because
Oh,
we
I
are
already-
talking about her thing.
Yeah, she said that, by all means, talk about if you have a positive experience. And I think so far we've had a positive
Yeah, for
experience.
sure.
So, Jennifer, if you're listening, if I turn into a drooling mess, I am going to edit all of this positive stuff out if I can run a computer still.
I can honestly say now that it's off me and now it's going on you, which is pretty fun to watch. I don't think I did very good with the memory, but I do feel a little bit more excited, like about life and just a little bit more, when you're just a little bit more energized, a little bit more excited about things. I do feel that. So there may be something to that from the depression thing. I'd look over to the right. You could probably see yourself a little better. Your other right. There you go. And it does look sexy. So 2 round circles. On the inside, the part that's touching the skin, there's the little foam pad things that expanded like Easy Bake Oven when you put the saline, the salt water on them. You've got like a stretchy gauze around your head. It looks like a mix between medical gauze and like the tights that strippers wear.
Uh-huh.
So it's like a mix of that. And then, you've got the red tip cable going from that circle to the blue box. And then the other cable is going up over your left shoulder. It looks scientific. It looks industrial.
I feel like I have tape on my shoulder and a headband on.
You do.
But do you want me to do this to myself or do you want to do it? Do you want
I'll
to run
let
the
you
machine?
power it up and all that, but I can do you have more words or anything?
I don't have any more words, no.
Okay, let me
because we didn't do a control with me.
Yeah, that's fair, but maybe we just see I'll come up with some words, right?
Okay.
And who cares about the control? We'll just see how many of these words you can rememberize.
Okay.
So I'm going to get a note.
Well, hold on a second. If we're doing it with a control, we got to wait until I'm juiced in.
Yeah,
and
no.
do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you the words yet. Not until you're...
And I don't know if juiced in is the technical term for this, but from now on it is.
Yeah. It's juice
Hey,
going in
hey
your
Reddit
brain.
community, now it's juiced in.
Yep.
You're juiced in. Okay, here we go.
All right.
I don't know if
Timer's
this-
started.
I don't know if this counts as mental masturbation or not.
Flip the switch.
I flip the switch. So what I'm doing is I am slowly... This is going to be odd because I'm... Okay, so I don't know if I have more resistance than you. I do have more resistance than you.
What does that mean?
Well, it might be... Oop, there's a tingle. Yours shot up, and it could be that just because I'm fatter,
Okay.
maybe. So I am tingling, and I'm going to let this thing slowly tick up a little bit. Yeah, little pinpricks. Now, it is not advised to do this, but I'll probably go to 24 volts if this thing does not start ticking up a little bit faster.
24 volts. That's sweet, man.
Yeah.
All right, I got to come up with
So what I'm
some
going to
words.
do is I am going to power this down. I'm doing this as per the instructions.
But remember
My
what
tickle
we
is going
said.
away.
The tickle's going away?
Tickle's going away. Yeah, I'm powering down because you're not supposed to just flip over to 24 volts.
Oh, you're going to 24.
Yeah, I'm taking this thing to 11, baby. The resistance that my body was giving. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. So now with 24 volts, oh, sweet mama. Okay, yeah. So I didn't crank it up all the way, but there was no resist. I mean, obviously, that's not the right way to say it. There was not resistance noted as easily as there was with the 12. So it just went straight to 2.3 milliamps. That was another thing that one of the questions that I had for Jennifer, but I asked her, what advice would you have for somebody other than the fact, be careful because you're using electricity with your brain, but what advice would you have for somebody? And her thing was, research everything. It is not a cure-all. The website that they have is not set up to sell things. It's almost as if they are kind of opening the door a little bit. Now, I feel something in my shoulder.
Do you?
I do.
Good.
Maybe that's just, again, that could be psychosomatic. Hey, Blake, would you mind?
Yeah, I got you.
So I am getting the pins and needles, the itchiness as well. It is not painful. It's hard to describe. It's very itchy. Honestly, I think what I'm feeling in my shoulder is the tape kind of pulling on my body here.
So I tried to... Here, I'll say it here. Okay. There are random word generator websites, and I am actually getting 3G service out here at the lake, so that's good. But I've got 8 words. I'm not going to tell them to you yet. Don't look at my phone.
Okay.
Not that you could read from that far away anyway, but I tried to use similar methodology to what you did. So there's 2 words that are similar. There's a band name, and there's a couple of the words that kind of connect to each other.
Okay.
So like I said, I tried to follow a similar methodology. There's one, like you had one a little bit longer word, right? So like I said, I tried to kind of mirror what you had done with your word selection. So we'll see how.
Well, go ahead and give me the words, man, because I'm going to...
You ready?
yeah, I've got 10 minutes left on this thing, so we can...
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Orient,
Orient,
hospital,
hospital,
kernel,
kernel,
cake,
cake,
unbearable,
unbearable,
crab,
crab,
Metallica,
Metallica,
karate.
karate,
Orient,
Orient,
hospital,
hospital,
kernel,
kernel,
cake,
cake,
unbearable,
unbearable,
crab,
crab,
Metallica,
Metallica,
karate.
karate.
Last time. Orient, hospital, kernel, cake, unbearable, crab, Metallica, karate.
Okay.
This is a sweet list of words. I'm really proud of myself.
You can't see his face right now, but he is like
I'm excited because I got
beaming.
shocked.
Yeah, he's
I got
beaming
shocked.
with,
It made me happier
yeah.
and much more proud of my list of words than I normally would
good.
be.
It's good.
Yeah. Is good.
Is good.
Is good. That's what the guy sounds like on American Gods.
Wow, wow, wee, wow, wow.
Is good. Yep. Have you been watching the new Fargo at all?
No.
So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's worth watching. It's got, you watch Leftovers? Have you watched any of the Leftovers on HBO? See, it's doing the same thing to you. I just saw that.
No. There's a drip of water that
Oh,
came down.
okay. I thought that was sweat.
Nope.
No sweat?
No sweat.
Okay, good. Nora Durst, the character is Nora Durst. I don't know her real name. She's from Ohio, the actress, but she's in it. She plays kind of the, the Fargo cop girl that,
Oh, yeah.
don't you know, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a good show. Fargo's worth it. I like a lot of the shows on TV these days.
They're doing better. I mean, it's especially with Netflix and HBO and Stars, like you don't have to worry about sponsors.
Yeah.
All you have to worry about is, will this show bring people to my network?
Right.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
You can't have Game of Thrones with, people whipping their schwants out or their boobs out every 2 seconds or some guy getting his head crushed if you want Charmin to sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah. So who do you think's winning right now out of the networks? Like, who's got the best stuff in your opinion right now?
I feel like I am always excited to see what HBO and Netflix have coming.
Okay.
Like and part of that is that, I'm a comic book fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the Marvel things that they're coming out with on Netflix. There's a new show coming out, and we shouldn't talk about it because I can't remember the name of the show, but basically it's got Tilda Swinton in it. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Gyllenhaal,
he plays nobody knows how to say that.
Gyllenhaal. It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's not Jake Gyllenhaal. It's
Yes, it is.
Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal.
I think it's because you have electricity going through your brain.
It's
making
possible.
Yeah. I think Stars wins right now. Black Sails, American Gods, but I think Stars owns it right now.
Yeah.
Like, The Leftovers is okay on HBO, right? Fargo's okay on FX, but like American Gods is great. Black Sails, great. Like, these shows.
Yeah, but
are
Netflix,
great.
man. I mean, you've got
But right now,
Stranger Things. You've got
that's not right now. I'm talking.
Oh,
like,
you're talking
what's
about
out. Yeah.
right now.
Like right now, Netflix has Sense8, and
Okay, yeah,
there's
yeah.
one other that came out like right now. Right. I'm
Yeah.
saying like who's putting out the stuff at this moment. I think Stars owns it. That's just my opinion.
I do not have as much of a tingle problem as you did. Like it's bothering me, but I don't want to and I have kind of shifted it a couple times.
Yeah.
And that seems to help.
I didn't touch it. I wanted the tingle. Like I wanted to experience.
Oh yeah, you want to make sure that something is happening.
Yeah. That I was getting smarter and happier.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just because we're recording or what, but I can't stress enough. I do feel happier.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. I think I got dumber, especially with the word test. But
ignorance is bliss, man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dumb people are happy. I am happier than I was before the brain tingle.
All right.
So
Good.
if how much was it? How much did that cost?
$145 with you can get it for $135, I believe.
Okay.
Without the sponges and the sponge holders. So everything that they have here is 3D printed.
Okay.
So the box is 3D printed. I have not opened this thing up to look and see what's inside, but you can get one that's clear or they have blue.
Yeah.
For me, that aesthetic thing. Now, one thing I do like about this, though, is that this box, and again, to see it, check out their website, but this box is no nonsense. There's not a lot of bells and whistles other than what you need. So I have a 3-way switch for 12 and 24 volt or in the middle for off. I have the SSD logo, and there's an LED underneath that tells me that it's on.
Okay.
I've got a power level switch that I can turn up or turn down. And then I have a analog current meter that shows me where the current is.
Yeah.
And then there's just one hole in the back. You can't screw it up. A lot of the other stuff that I saw in the market, I mean, honestly, looks better than their stuff. And when I say looks better, I mean in the Apple sense of the word.
Yeah, like the design is more fancy, but who cares about that? You're just trying to get electricity through your brain to your shoulder.
Well, it's either it's promising stuff that I don't think it can deliver, or it's, out of this world pricing, or there were some other ones, brain stimulator I'm going off the top of my head. They had a pretty decent, I think it's called the Brain Stimulator.
Mhm.
Seemed like they had a decent product too, but they didn't have a meter
Okay.
on their device.
Eugh.
So, well, again, they have the 2.3 milliamp inhibitors on them. Resistor.
Yeah.
So it's going to stop that current from going above that. But
It's nice
I
to
wouldn't
see
have
that it's
known-
working. Like, I think that part's cool.
yeah, like
right?
I wouldn't have known that I was at 1 amp
Right.
or 1 amp. That would kill me.
Yeah.
That I was at 1 milliamp
Yeah.
on 12 volts if it wasn't for this meter.
Right.
I don't feel any different sensation-wise between 24 volts and 12 volts. And I'm glad that I had the 24 volts because it was like, boom, you're there. Actually, I'm going to dial this back just a little bit and see if my... Okay, yeah. So I was able to dial the power back a little bit, and it took me a second before I actually got to a point where my current was going further. They say that the batteries last 30 days with continuous use at least, and up to 3 months.
Okay. And you
Anecdotally.
can't change the battery.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
You can
I
change
was
the battery.
confused
You
about that
talked
earlier.
about recharging the battery, and you
Yeah.
can't recharge it. It's not
Okay.
rechargeable. But there's on the bottom here, there's a little
Oh,
slide
there
out
is a door.
compartment.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's where you put the batteries in.
But it's a battery you'd have to get from them. It's
Nope.
not, it's
No,
a
it's
normal...
a readily available battery.
Oh, okay.
It's special in the fact that it looks like a AA battery, but it's 12 volts.
Okay.
And they do offer them. And I am going to start dialing myself down now.
Yeah, you're at 14, 45, 46, 47, almost at 15 minutes. And we were jibber jabbing from what, like 10?
4.
From
We've
4?
We've been talking for like 10 minutes.
Okay. Sweet. Did you build a story or anything, or you just...
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you remember any of the words you think?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm
Sweet.
going to turn this off. I'm going to take this stuff off right quick. Oh, man. Body hair.
Get
Okay.
comfortable.
And I don't know if taping on the shoulder is legit or not, but I don't think it can carry a...
What else do you see, though? Like
well,
people
you could have-
holding it?
You
Or...
can hold it, or there's another... You could use a headband
Yeah.
to wrap around your arm to hold it in place.
Yeah.
So those are options.
But yeah, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know what else you could do to get it on your shoulder. So the second one it could be bad if they're both on your head. Shoulder, is there any other place that you saw that they would put the second one?
Well, no, there's other places on your head. There's... other than that, you can put it on your shoulder. Honestly, what you're trying to do is get it down across your body and down to a point away from the anode.
Okay.
So you could... I don't think you would change it much if you put it on your bicep, which I saw some people do.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
But you would probably increase resistance, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because you have further to travel.
Yeah.
Anyways, Orient, Hospital, Cake, Crab. Orient, Hospital, Cake, Crab, Karate. I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got 5 out of 8. Orient Hospital, Colonel Cake, Unbearable Crab, Metallica, Karate. The only one I'm surprised you didn't remember was the Metallica. But good. 5 out of 8. It's a win.
Now, one thing I saw, I looked at some YouTube experience videos, and it doesn't seem like either of us experienced this, but people were talking about being able to taste metal. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, but
Yeah.
that didn't seem to be...
I did not taste
Issue
metal
here.
at all. So yeah, that didn't happen.
I'm going to put my shirt back on now. I am out on the porch, out by Lake Michigan in May, and it is 10 o'clock at night.
Hey team, that's what we have for you this episode. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to the website where Dan got the device we used. Again, that is superspecificdevices.com. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you next time.